You know, I'm shopu right now because I'm boiling it. I wasn't gonna go here, but I'm gonna go here. I tried to boil white tea, and I couldn't do it. Like, yeah, I'll boil shopu, but couldn't bring myself to boil white tea. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I love it too much. So if you guys don't know, in China they have electric scooters. That's how most people get around. Um, and they're kind of like the size of small motorcycles. Um, and so I have one, and I'm pulling into this parking lot. I park next to a white car, and I put the kickstand down, and I get up, and my bike just falls over. And it scratches this guy's car. And it was honestly the tiniest little scratch on an already beat up car. Like he was yelling at me, and I tried pointing to this like giant gap in the bottom of his car, where like it looked like someone just punched through it. And I'm like, you haven't fixed that. But long story short, I had to give this guy a little short of $100. My last $100, basically. I had enough to eat and stuff. But after all the traveling through Fujian and Hefei, Luan, that was kind of my last of the money. And so I wasn't able, then there's two things I wasn't able to buy. Wasn't able to buy bottled water, which I usually do for my tea. And I didn't have, for another story, I didn't have an electric kettle. So basically I didn't really have tea. And it made me appreciate it, to be completely honest. It really made me appreciate it, because and for all the reasons, I don't really think I have to explain why you have to appreciate sitting down and having tea time, for lack of a better term. But it did. But I think one of the main things is, and what I realized is two things. There's a few things I realized. First of all, really like tea. Really do not have that great of a day if there's no tea in there. If there's no like, tea is often the high point of my day. And so the other thing I realized, and this is something that I've been kind of pondering about before, was the importance of having other people to drink tea with. Really learned to appreciate having tea with other people. Having tea by yourself is great. It's great to focus and do side-by-sides. But having tea with people is a whole nother experience. It adds to any experience. Even if they don't really know what they're talking about. I remember me and my, might be soon to be roommate, so you guys will be seeing him soon, Suladi. It's not how you pronounce his name. We were just sitting on the couch, and I was drinking Tie Guan Yin, and I poured him some, and he knows nothing about tea, and I don't even think he really liked it. But we didn't even talk about the tea. He was like on his phone, I was on my tea stuff. But just that act of like, we're both sharing the same tea. We're both tasting the same thing. It just added something, and I appreciated that a lot. And that's kind of the point of this vlog. It was just the appreciation of tea itself, slowing down, drinking tea, and the appreciation of drinking tea with other people.